Guys, today I'm going to show you how to make a cheese and chicken chili relleno. Oh man, these things are so delicious and they're just not that hard to make. You gotta learn how to do this, guys. Well, howdy folks. Welcome to Texas Cooking Today. I'm S.A.Trotter, your host. Today we're going to be preparing some wonderful, delicious food. And what you're watching here, this is one of my tutorials. So if you're looking for all of the answers and all of the details about this recipe, you found the right video. If you just need the recipe, watch the previous episode. That's what that is. And thank you very much for watching. Now, let's get into this. Guys, you saw that beautiful picture. That is a chili that has been fried up in a beautiful souffle batter. Now, a souffle batter on a chili, this is something that is traditional Mexican cooking, all right? This is an actual recipe that is taught at the University of Mexico in Mexico City in their culinary department. Of course, I've made my changes to it, but the basic idea is still the same. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this beautiful poblano chili. It's the only way to go, guys, the poblano. It's so tasty. We're going to take that guy and we're going to cook the skin off of it. We're going to get it stuffed, and I'm going to batter it in this most remarkable batter. What we do is we make a souffle batter. We do a souffle the same exact way as this batter. So what I'm going to be teaching you today is something that's commonly done in French cooking, but it also applies in certain other types of cuisine. So this is a very common way to do chilis rellenos, and you're going to learn the best dish that you've ever tasted. Now, if you've had these chili rellenos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They're really good. And if you haven't, guys, you need to try this. It's well worth the effort. The rewards are delicious. So let's get in the kitchen. Let's not waste any more time. We'll get busy making chilis rellenos. Come on. Guys, we have some beautiful ingredients out here. But when it comes to the chili relleno, it's all about the chili. Now, so you'll know, you can make this recipe with like the banana pepper. You can use Anaheim chilies. You can use whatever kind of chili you want to use. But I'm going to recommend that you search long and hard and get you some poblanos. These guys are the most popular chili in Mexico, and that's for a good reason. It's because they are thick, they're meaty, and the flavor is absolutely whacking good. It tastes a lot like a jalapeno. But don't shy away. It doesn't have that kind of heat. It only has maybe a quarter of the heat of a jalapeno, but it has every bit as thick a wall, very meaty, and very few seeds. So it's easy to process and it can hold a lot of stuff because that's a big chili. So guys, we'll be using our poblanos. We'll remove the skin from those. I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to stuff them, and then I'm going to batter them up. And we're going to use a fantastic batter called a souffle batter. Now, if you don't know how to make a souffle batter, please watch last week's show. It teaches how to make a souffle batter. And once you've learned how to do your souffle batter, wow, you're going to be off and running with that one. But on this dish, traditional cooking, a traditional chili relleno, very common version of it, is stuffed with meat and cheese and battered with a souffle batter and fried. Guys, it's good, and you need to try it this way. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do all of this, and on the back side, we're going to have something absolutely delicious to enjoy. Come on. Guys, what we need to do now is to get the skin off of this chili, and I've learned over the years the very best way to do this is to put it onto direct heat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my burner down here, I'm going to turn that on, and I'm going to char it by putting that right on there. Now you're going to hear some popping and crackling, and that's the skin blistering. It's a good thing, and it's what's needed. Once I've charred this all the way around, I will simply wash the skin off. I'll pull a slit down the side, de-seed it, and we're ready to stuff it. You can also remove the skin just by pulling it off, and you can retain more flavor in the chili by doing it that way. Also in the back here, if you'll notice, I have a pan, and my pan is about 1.5 inches, or it has about 1.5 inches deep oil in it. You want a wide bottom pan for this, guys. When you're cooking with this particular batter, you can have a shallow pan because it won't splatter much. Other kinds of battering techniques will probably give you much more splatter and you'll want a deeper pan. Now I'm getting this beautiful smell that's coming up from this chili. See the charring that I have here? It's exactly what I'm wanting. And when it's completely charred, like I said, that's when we process it. What you see me doing here is a little trick I have. Sometimes getting to certain parts of that chili with a regular burner may be difficult. This works well on a gas grill or a charcoal. But if all you have is a torch, you can use a torch. If you have a broiler, you can put that chili, shut my torch off. If you have a broiler, you can put your chili under the broiler for a couple of minutes, turn it over, and when it starts to blister on each side, then take it out and put it inside of a plastic bag. It will then sweat, and it will sweat that skin right off of there. Now I'm going to give this just a moment to cool so it can be touched, and I'll show you what we do to process our chili for a chili relleno. Guys, when it comes to processing that chili after it cools for a few minutes, two ways you can remove all of this charred skin. One is, as I mentioned before, you can simply wash it off. It's very quick, however, it does remove some of the flavor that is born into the chili under that skin. And if you don't want to wash that off, then just take that skin and very gently with your hands remove it like I'm doing here. That's all you have to do. So once you get all of that off, I'll show you how we remove the seeds. Now personally, while I like showing this method, I really prefer to wash mine. It cools the chili real quick, stops the cooking action on the meat, and it stands up better when it's being fried. Okay, so I like doing it that way. Now we have all of that skin off of our chili, but we still have the seeds on the inside. So let me show you a trick, and this works well on the poblano chili, but I can't promise it'll work on all. It works well on this. Take your finger, and right where one of these ridges is, and these are often 2 ridges or 3 on most poblanos. This one has 2, so I'm just going to push my finger into the top of one right here. See how I've just poked into it? And if you pull downward, it will tear that open, nice and clean, almost looks like a knife cut, okay? Inside, we have our seeds. Simply pinch that seed pod, and those seeds, boom, there we got it. Now the rest of those seeds on the inside, I simply wash that out. There are some little veins, but do not pull downward on those veins because on a poblano it tears the meat. Always snap them up if you want to remove them. I just ignore them and leave them in there. Okay, so that's all you have to do in removing that seed pod. You see it's all cleaned up there. The rest of the seeds in there are simply loose. They just have to be washed out, or you can just pull them out gently with your fingers. I like washing again, it's a little faster. Guys, it's time for us to stuff our chilies, but don't forget your oil. What you need to do on this is to get that oil up to a good temperature. I want it at 350 degrees to cook off this wonderful chili. Now right now, let's go ahead and get this guy stuffed. We just want to put some cheese down in here. And you don't have to be neat about this, just get it in there. All right, a little bit of our chicken. Oh yeah. And what I'm using here is some chicken that I fixed up for tacos. And I just saved it, and it makes good fillings for stuff like this. So fajita meat is really good for this. A little more cheese down here. And see how much filling these poblanos can hold. It's just remarkable. But you want to be able to kind of bring this together and pinch it shut with all of your ingredients in there. So get it to where it's just like that, and then we can batter it, okay? It's just that easy. Guys, my oil has come up to temperature. I have a beautiful batter back here for my chili, and this is what they call a souffle batter. And if you would just watch my show on how to make souffle batter, and that's the stuff right there. All we have to do then is take our chili when our oil is hot, dip it in this, and we'll get it right down into the oil, okay? And so you'll know when it comes time to dunk this into your batter, have something else that allows you to hold the other end of your chili with to get it down in the oil. It just makes it a little easier for you. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start by putting this into my batter. And I just want to work it down in there real well. And guys, feel free to roll it. You may lose a little of your ingredients, but don't lose any sleep on that, okay? Down into our oil. Let them cook. That's all we have to do. Isn't this beautiful? I roll them back over. See, there's our opening. See how that sealed up nice and pretty? You have a beautiful poblano here that's frying up to a lovely golden brown, and in a little bit we'll cut into it. That cheese will ooze out, and you'll have these wonderful, remarkable flavors all mixed together. Now guys, as you see how this is turning this beautiful golden brown, and it's just a really cool thing. Now if you'll notice our deep oil, and this was real important because we didn't want that soft batter touching the bottom of the pan. We needed what we put in there to kind of float, and that way our batter is as uninterrupted as absolutely possible. You want to get it as even and smooth as possible. And with this batter, that can be kind of tricky, but as you've seen, it's not totally impossible. And once you have it beautiful, golden brown, very gently take him out of the oil and set him in a place to drain. Guys, it is beautiful. Oh, there it is. Chile Relleno. Delicious stuff. Everybody should get to try a Chile Relleno. Pull this open. Give everybody a good visual on this. Look at that. Absolutely delicious. This is the kind of dish you want to try right here. On the outside of that batter, it's just slightly crisp with this soft fluffiness underneath. The richness of the chili and the cheese and the chicken. Guys, if you've never had a Chile Relleno, you've really missed out and you need to try it. So please do try this dish. Guys, this has been wonderful to cook this for you, and I've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed watching this show, and I do appreciate you doing that. If you would, please subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you would, please click like. If you've got comments or questions, or if you have an idea for a recipe, just drop it down in the suggestions. I do read those. I respond to as many of them as I can. Thank you guys for watching, and if you would, just have a good day. I know I'm going to. Well, there it is, guys. Texas Cooking Today tutorial. Thank you very much for watching this show and for watching Texas Cooking Today. If you would, please go to my channel. Check out what I have there. There's some wonderful recipes and some great tutorials waiting for you to try. Again, thank you very much.